Coming up on Mountain News this morning, we have some tips on how to keep you and your home safe if you need to burn anything outdoors as we enter this year's fire season. And the local library celebrates its latest expansion meant to give Eastern Kentuckians a place to host some fun and meaningful events.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning to you. It's 5:31 on this Monday morning. I'm Dakota Maycrest. Good morning to you. Let's take it over to Brandon for a look at our forecast this morning. And Brandon admits he has nothing to talk about today.
I really don't. And this week, I'm telling you what the current conditions are. I'm showing you some cameras. But in the 7-day forecast, you're not going to see a whole lot until potentially the end of the week and the weekend.
Well, I guess it's a good thing when the weatherman really has nothing to talk
listen,
about.
I'm okay about it. I'm okay with it. After last week, I will take the break. Anyway, let's take a look at what's going on across our region right now. Now, here's another high elevation camera, Buffalo Mountain. Not a whole lot of fog up there. So, again, it may just be spotty out there in some spots. Of course, Pine Mountain, Whitesburg Mountain was fogged in a little earlier this morning. Temperatures have not moved much. Upper 40s in Wise and Clintwood, low to mid 50s across most of the area except for Jacksboro at 57 this morning. Statewide, region-wide, 47 Cincinnati, 42 Carbondale, 57 Knoxville, 56 Nashville, 53 Bowling Green, 50 Ashland, and 55 in the Tri-Cities. Day planner for you today. After the skies start clearing a little bit later this morning, it's sunshine all week until maybe Thursday night into Friday. We'll see about more of that here in just a few minutes. But today, right around 67 for a daytime high. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. A Wayne County man is facing several charges, including attempted murder. Police say they responded to several calls of abuse and domestic violence at a home on Kelsey Road in Monticello. Deputies say on Tuesday they went to the home twice, and on the second visit, the victim had marks on her body and told police 38-year-old Thurman Barnes had beaten and choked her until she passed out. Thurman had left the home and police were unable to find him, but Thursday he showed up for court on an unrelated case. Police arrested him and he was taken to the Wayne County Detention Center. Also in Wayne County, 5 people were injured after an ambulance and a truck hit each other. The crash happened just after 5 p.m. Saturday at the intersection of North Main Street and the Kentucky 90 bypass. Officials say the ambulance had its sirens and lights on when it crossed the intersection. The ambulance was carrying a patient at the time. Both the patient and the EMT treating the patient they were flown to Lexington. And on Friday, 3 hikers got lost on one of the more rough portions of the Red River Gorge trail system. The group, including a 6-year-old, made a wrong turn and needed to be rescued. In a Facebook post, Wolfe County Search and Rescue says 2 team members were able to find the trio using GPS coordinates on their phones. The team wants to remind hikers to plan ahead and know your route and to have navigational tools. Help is arriving in the areas impacted by Hurricane Ian from across the country, and one Kentucky man is serving on behalf of the Bluegrass chapter of the American Red Cross as he prepares to assist with recovery efforts. Today, David Silver of Richmond continues his work on Florida's west coast in areas devastated by Hurricane Ian, a storm he narrowly missed getting stuck in the middle of. Last week, he was celebrating his birthday in Sanibel Island. That's in Lee County in Florida. That area saw massive amounts of damage during the storm.
I literally came home Tuesday and Wednesday when the storm hit.
Well, Silver says he will spend the next 2 weeks taking his emergency response vehicle on a route through the Fort Myers area, giving out food, water, and any other assistance he can offer. Hurricane Ian made another landfall Friday on South Carolina's coast. Samantha Valentino talked with a Kentucky man who now lives in the Isle of Palms area. He says Hurricane Ian was his first hurricane experience and he wasn't sure what to expect.
Mike Davis is from Lexington. He recently moved to Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, a short drive from Isle of Palms.
We've all completed a year, and it's been an experience, but it's beautiful and we love it. And I guess living the dream, close to the beach.
But as Hurricane Ian hit Florida, Davis says he watched nervously as the storm's path changed.
We didn't know if it was coming right on us at one particular point. It was. This is my first hurricane experience, so this is all new to me.
Davis explains watching the storm hit as a strange experience.
It was just like all this was going on, and the wind gust was going, and the winds were going by sideways, and you could see the rain. You saw the clouds turn.
But for him, It was what came after the storm that was really strange.
And at about 4:30, it just kind of stopped. It was very strange and very calm. You could start seeing people come out of their houses in the neighborhood and look up and down the streets.
Davis says he didn't see much damage in his neighborhood, but what he did see was his neighbors helping one another after the storm.
It was amazing how everybody kind of came together and make sure everybody was okay. Everybody was going to house to house, kind of walking around the neighborhood, checking on everybody. That was pretty kind to see. That was pretty neat.
In Lexington, Samantha Valentino,
Well, officials say Hurricane Ian is blamed for dozens of deaths in Florida and 4 in North Carolina. Fire season began during the weekend here in Kentucky, and officials are reminding everyone of the burn laws going into effect. Burning is banned between the hours of 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. through December 15th, and you cannot burn less than 150 feet away from woodlands, dry brush, or dry fields. Pike County Emergency Management Director Nee Jackson gives some tips on how to prevent forest fires if you do need to burn.
Even though we get rain this weekend, we can still possibly have some forest fire problems that would arise if people were burning and the wind would shift and move fires. It doesn't take very long for the surface to dry out with the excessive winds.
Jackson also suggests keeping the area around your home clear of any leaves, brush, or other debris to provide a defensible area in case of an emergency such as a wildfire. October marks the start of several seasons for hunters here in Kentucky. Saturday marked the beginning of turkey, crossbow, possum, and raccoon seasons. It also marked the beginning of catch and release trout season for fishers. Wildlife officials are reminding hunters to get their license before heading out this fall. You can learn more at fw.ky.gov. The Wolf Creek Dam will be getting a facelift with a new spillway gates next year. The dam forms Lake Cumberland, which is a major tourist attraction for the region. Officials say a 2016 report said the gates are subject to overstress due to friction issues, which could cause more issues down the road. The gates and lifting equipment have been in use since the structure was finished in 1952. The project is expected to begin in 2023. The Perry County Public Library added an entirely new building on Saturday. Named the Inspiration Station, the building will be used as a free community space in which events and parties can be held. Executive Director of the library, Sheila Lindsay, says the grand opening brings light to the community.
The library, a lot of people don't know the library got extensive flooding as well, so we've kind of rallied around. We wanted this for the public. We want to give something positive back to the public, especially now.
Well, the Perry County Public Library is holding a spooktacular trunk or treat on October 15th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. One Southeast Kentucky business celebrated its 4th anniversary of opening on Sunday, but the journey was not always easy. The Great Escape's owners, Justin and Emily Howard, well, the Howards decided to open the Great Escape in Corbin after moving to the area from Texas. The pair had to overcome a 6-month shutdown due to COVID, but they say the escape room business is now thriving. The Howards advise anyone who has a dream of opening a business to just go for it.
We didn't know if we would be able to survive as long as we have, but it's definitely been a needed part of the community and in entertainment, giving people something to do, and people have really appreciated us being there.
The Great Escape offers various escape room experiences, and we'll be adding a Christmas-themed escape room to the mix in the near future. You can learn more about the business on WYMT.com. Big Boy Madness Campout is an annual tradition for Kentucky basketball fans, but the COVID-19 pandemic forced fans to take a 2-year break. This year, the fans brought their tents back to the Avenue of Champions and camped out for free tickets to Big Blue Madness. 11-year-old Serena Lawson says she is a lifelong Wildcat fan, and she's been participating in Big Blue Campout for as long as she can remember.
I used to walk on the sidewalks, and I'd have a megaphone, and I'd be screaming like "Go Cats" and "Go Big Blue" and spell it out and stuff. I've always loved coming to them.
UK staff members say 319 control cards were handed out at the campout. Each card could be exchanged for 2 tickets to Big Blue Madness, and they sold out in under 2 hours. Just ahead this morning, a famous rapper and comedian announces the birth of the latest bundle of joy to his family, putting his number of kids into the double digits.
Rain chances are a thing of the past for the moment, and skies will soon start to clear later today. The latest forecast in about 3 minutes.